Do a little lesson in democracy. Yeah, so as you might have noticed, I had to again give up my Jonathan Livingston Seagull goatee because, it's a lifelong learner related, and I have yet to meet Homo sapiens and any villages of Homo sapiens that want to partake in collective learning. So this is my Wolverine beard, okay? More like a Captain of Accountability kind of beard, okay? A Canadian character. So I'm watching this right now. West Block, November 26, 2023. Need to watch purse strings. Anan says a fall economic statement. She did a decent job talking. I wonder if she ever read or became aware of what I sent her as data as a person that has a lot to offer and that has been trying to get work with the Canadian Armed Forces. But anyways, I don't know if she kind of knows what that's like, because you can't just put money into hiring people when people don't want to work for people that behave like that as their superiors, right? It's a systemic issue. Again, don't solve it with money. Solve it with looking at the failures of the cultures in this system. Anyways, again, I got to say, because they were talking about Poilievre here again, because people are starting to notice that he's a little bit like Trump, as if I hadn't noticed years ago. So, which is why I did a lot of vlogs about it. So what's the similarity between Hitler, Trump, and Poilievre? Hey, don't be outraged. These are patterns you can measure. So Hitler rose to power for two reasons. People discarded him as an incompetent and also, as a clownish character. Okay, but look what happened. His power rose. Now, his power rose because for a long time that this is not taken care of in culture repair. Take care of that Hitler, the guys in Germany, because you're going to be the first country to be invaded, and so they were. Is good people have to kind of do stuff. Now there's less and less good people, and there's more and more people, as I've stated in my ecocentric worldview teachings online, as more and more people are becoming egocentric, especially when proto-societies are about to collapse. So it wasn't hard for people to eventually gravitate to the power as egocentric that Hitler, promised and allowed. And so, same thing with Trump. He's a buffoon. He's incompetent. He'll pretty much, he doesn't even hide who he is, because, he's a character of the World Wrestling Federation, really. But yet, the villains of history have always been the majorities. And the majorities are consistently, generically the same more and more, and devolve more and more, and towards an egocentric worldview more and more, even at the expense of members of their own family. So, of course, people probably, Trump. Well, Trump may win again from jail, So don't look at Trump, look at yourselves. So again, I'm worried for Canada, just like Professor Dunlap says, I'm going to give up in my older age with my limited energy, talking about environmental paradigms, and I'm going to focus on, what's happening with Fox News as a sociologist, and how so many people believe that stuff, most of it, and are gravitating toward Trump. But I don't know if he gets the big picture of it. I would have liked to interact with him more to help him, even if he's not working with an ecocentric worldview, and really he isn't. So, yeah, it's too bad. I mean, Poilievre he's getting more and more popularity or support because Canadians, the villains of history, the same everywhere, are more and more egocentric. Okay, and they need to be, because if they are able to reference the outside world or care about others, including their own kids' generation, they'll have to realize that they have an unsurmountable hill to climb of intellectual laziness to become part of the solution. So it's so deep, this awareness they have, that they don't even access it in thoughts most of the time. And so they will support somebody that's incongruent, incompetent, that just acts as a bully, that is divisive, and that is really not able to develop any systems thinking skills, even if you limit the systems to Canadian society. So again, people, these are the patterns of history that you must notice, even though your sociologists are still talking about old paradigms that really don't even make them sociologists anymore. You might say, oh, that's the best of our sociologists. No offense, but they're talking about the world when we were dumb about what sociology is, and they're still considered by most sociologists as the best in the world. No, the evidence is there about who we really are as a species, what the human condition is, what the patterns are pointing towards as future projections that you don't want to listen to me about. So again, the similarities between Hitler, Trump, and Poilievre is they're incompetent, they're buffoonish, and but still, because the majorities are villains who are less and less competent up here themselves and more egocentric, that these people rise in power. But don't put the blame on Hitler, Trump, or Poilievre. Put the blame on yourselves as majorities for not having these conversations.